Hey guys, I'm Travis from TravPlays, and today I'm going to explain the entire story of Kingdom Hearts to somebody who has never played it before ever. With me is my friend Hunter, or as he'll always be now, is Hunt Butt.
That's me.
His smash tag. It's a good one.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, what's your experience with Kingdom Hearts?
I've heard of it. That about sums it up.
That about sums it up.
There's a key. Guy's named Sora. Goofy exists.
Goofy exists, yep.
Donald's the most powerful mage. That's all I know.
And all of Disney and Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Zeta Flare. Yeah, it's a whole Disney plus Final Fantasy. That's how it kind of started as a chance encounter in an elevator. Did you know that?
Nope.
In Japan, Disney and Square Enix worked in the same building. And like you got like the executive for Disney and the executive for Square Enix ended up in the elevator together, and they threw together a pitch. Literal elevator pitch.
Huh.
And now we have Kingdom Hearts.
Like 7 games, but actually 3.
No. Common misconception. All those side games, quote unquote side games, and quote unquote spin-offs they all contribute to the overarching story. And
okay.
if you go into Kingdom Hearts 3 without playing all of them, like there's going to be a ton of concepts and a ton of characters you're not going to grasp.
No idea.
Yeah, it's all super duper important.
I should play it right now then and just figure it out. It can't be that difficult to understand.
If you play all the games, it's not. But we're not here for that today. I'm going to ramble on for about 3 hours. Okay. So, Kingdom Hearts 1. Mm-hmm. That is the story about these guys here, Sora, Kairi, and Riku. Mm-hmm. And they live on the Destiny Islands. Just a tiny little island. Riku wants to leave the island and explore the world. But they didn't know that there were literal other planets and junk. So one day, they're preparing a raft. They're just going to leave home on this freaking raft.
Oh, man. Sounds great.
And then a storm hits their island.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And then the Heartless show up. Have you seen? You know what Heartless are? The little shadow dealies?
Yeah. Vaguely.
With the beady yellow eyes?
Yes. Oh, yep. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Those little dealies. So, Riku was there before Sora showed up. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Sora, join me. We can explore the worlds together in darkness. He's like, Riku, no. So right before Riku disappears, Sora magically has the Keyblade. And now he can fight off the shadows. Mm-hmm. And he goes to this little secret cave on the island where there's this magic door that's been there forever. And they don't know how to... It's just a creepy door.
Wild guess. Does the Keyblade act as a key and open the door?
Fun fact, Keyblades can unlock any lock. That's one of their abilities.
Skeleton keys?
Yes. They can unlock any lock, and they can unlock people's true power. But they can't unlock Kingdom Hearts. Only the X-Blade, the Keyblade, could do that. The original Keyblade.
Gotcha.
So their world gets swallowed up by darkness, and Kairi disappears. Sora doesn't know where Riku is. He ends up in this place called Traverse Town, which is a place people end up when their worlds disappear. And he's woken up by Pluto, the dog.
Wait, that means the Mickey Mouse cinematic universe doesn't have a world anymore.
No. I should have mentioned this. While all that stuff was happening on the islands, Mickey left to go investigate why worlds were disappearing. And he left a note for Donald and Goofy. So Donald in the note said, find the boy with the key and stick with him. And so they did that. They left the world on their gummy ship, which is like a ship made out of Legos.
Gummy bears?
Gummy Legos with the texture of gummy bears. Sure. The gummy ship. And they took their dog And they left
two dogs and a
they
duck.
left the Disney castle. That's their world, is Disney. And they ended up in Traverse Town.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Pluto finds Sora. But Donald and Goofy haven't found him yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sora runs around the world for a bit, trying to figure out what's going on. Just barely missing Donald and Goofy. He goes in one door, they come out another. It's real fun. And then you end up back in the first district. And who's there? But Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, out of nowhere.
Calling himself Leon. Their world was swallowed up by darkness, I think. So that's why he's there along with a bunch of other Final Fantasy characters.
All right. Seems plausible.
And he's like, I'm going to beat you up. So two scenarios can happen. You can more than likely lose to Leon, and then he takes you. Or you beat Leon, but you're so tired after you pass out.
So you lose no matter what, pretty much.
And then Yuffie shows up from Final Fantasy VII to be like, haha, Leon, you suck. Or, come on, Leon, why are you being so hard on him? Alternate scenes.
All right.
So he wakes up and he explains to him that, ooh, you got the Keyblade. It can do this and that and things. And then Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, she finds Donald and Goofy and says the king is somewhere and he needs you to do this and that. Not super relevant, but it's Aerith from Final Fantasy VII. And it's Leon, or his name is Squall, but in this game he changed it to Leon.
Because reasons?
It's because they wanted to surprise people who bought the game. So they used this fake name, Leon, so people would be like, holy shit, that's Squall from Final Fantasy VIII.
Gotcha.
In this Disney game. What's going on? So he changed his name to Leon.
Leon out of any other option.
See, that's who I know him as Leon. But I guess his real name is Squall. Leon's way cooler though.
But Squall makes him like kind of sound like a big flat bird, you know? I assume he has wind power.
No, he's got a gun blade. It's a sword,
but it's also
like with a
gun.
revolver on it.
Okay.
With a lion symbol on it and a lion keychain.
So why was he called Squall?
Leon is a more appropriate name, is it not?
Correct.
In my opinion.
But so many questions.
Oh, geez, Louise. What questions do you have?
All of the Final Fantasy part is just like, but why?
Because it's edgy and cool, that's why.
I mean,
and this Disney game needed some edge.
Disney's pretty edgy.
So Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they find each other, and then they take out a big Heartless. And he's like, oh, you got the Keyblade, and we need you to come with us to help us find our king, Mickey Mouse.
Like, I bet it's great, but like, it's just so strange to think about. Like, yeah, this is a cool story, but Mickey's the king, and like Goofy and Donald are like.
Donald is the king's royal mage, and Goofy is the captain of his royal guard.
It's just so weird.
It's fucking awesome. Is what it is.
I want to see them engaged in combat. I just want to watch.
There's a lot of smacking around. Donald goes, thunder! I can't do Donald voices.
Just want to watch.
And Goofy's like, oh, look out!
And then punch.
And then he like rams people with his shield. Disney was like, you are not giving Donald and Goofy swords, okay? So they gave Donald a staff and Goofy a fucking shield. So,
right.
So they're like, come with us on our gummy ship. We'll look for your friends. But not really. Because Donald's like, no, we just need him to tag along. Let's just say we'll help him look for his friends. Donald's a dick. He's a dick in this game. And Goofy's like, I don't know. He's like, shut up, Goofy. We're tricking this little boy.
So is Donald it's just Donald.
Donald's kind of an asshole.
It's just normal Donald.
It's just Donald Duck for you.
Yeah.
So they go off on this ship. And they go to Tarzan, Tarzan's world, and Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, I was gonna say, how does the Disney like villains? I know villains are bosses.
Well, actually, there's all the Disney villains in this game. They teamed up together to what the fuck do they want? They
take the Keyblade.
No, they don't even know about the Keyblade.
Kill Mickey Mouse.
They have the most powerful. They're the most powerful in the world right now. So they have control over the Heartless because the Heartless follows just whoever's powerful. So okay, Maleficent, her goal is to find the 7 princesses of Heart. Because you need the 7 princesses of Heart and Darkness to form the door to Kingdom Hearts, which is her goal, because behind it is ultimate wisdom and power. And that's her
the
thing.
Villain thing.
That's just Maleficent.
Yeah.
She just wants to rule everyone and everything.
I gotcha.
That's like her arc through the entire series. It's like, I just want to rule it all. So she got all the Disney villains, and they're all teamed up, and they're all trying to find the 7 princesses of Heart. And if you go... So, like, you go to Alice in Wonderland, and by the end of that world, she gets kidnapped.
The princess is
because
another
she is a princess of Heart.
Wow, are Disney princesses a princess of Heart?
No, because Alice is not a princess. She's just princesses of Heart are just people, 7 people with pure light, which is next to impossible or unheard of, because everybody's got light and darkness, but the 7 princesses of Heart are pure light. They are absent darkness.
Gotcha.
Which is very, very rare, and that's why they're needed for Kingdom Hearts.
And the Shadow Heartless,
but not
I
really.
assume, are all dark.
That is a manifestation in the darkness of people's hearts.
Gotcha.
There's all kinds of different Heartless. There are natural-born Heartless, which form out of darkness. And then this evil scientist guy who calls himself Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, he created artificial Heartless.
All right.
In a laboratory. So all the Heartless that have the little Heartless emblem on them, on their person, those are emblem Heartless, and they were created artificially. Whereas the shadows, or anything without the stupid heart, is a natural-born Heartless.
Gotcha.
They're all bad news bears.
All right.
So they travel to Disney worlds. They meet Aladdin, and Jasmine gets kidnapped. Alice gets kidnapped. Snow White gets kidnapped.
They're doing a real bad job.
Jane from Tarzan is not a princess of Heart. Ariel is not a princess of Heart. Probably because the fin would get in the way.
Gets in the way of all that light, you know?
Yeah. So you could pretty much just skip most of the Disney world story, because they're just dicking around looking for Riku and Mickey and Kairi. And eventually they go back to Traverse Town, and Riku shows up, and he's got an obviously super evil sword. but they're not worried at all.
It's like, no, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
I mean, nothing.
Nothing at all. You are correct.
It's only like more games afterward.
So you know how Sora ended up in Traverse Town? Riku ended up in a place called Hollow Bastion, where Maleficent and all the villains are hanging out. And she got to Riku and tricked him and said, I'll help you find Kairi. You just got to do all these
evil things.
Evil things. Yes, exactly.
Do bad things, and I'll help you find your friend. But
it's
psych.
And so Maleficent convinces Riku that Sora doesn't care about him anymore, because he's got his new friends, Donald and Goofy and Yuffie and Leon and all these Final Fantasy dudes. And they do go to the Colosseum from Hercules.
Yeah. And
guess who's there? Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, dressed up as Vincent from Final Fantasy VII.
Why?
I don't know. Well, because actually I do, because they weren't sure if they wanted Cloud or Vincent.
So they put both.
So Cloud dressed up as Vincent.
They wanted to just put in Vincent dressed as Cloud then. That'd be
stupid.
No, but both of them. They were just dressed as each other.
That would have been interesting. Well, it's like, okay, so it's a combination of Vincent and Cloud's outfits.
Black.
With a red cloak. And his weird shoulder pad thingy. And they get their ass whooped by Cloud. Because he's fucking Cloud.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty hard to kill some guy who's up in the stratosphere.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. So after all of that, they end up in Neverland. Neverland is somewhat significant because there's actual plot there.
Whoa.
So he shows up there, and Peter Pan's all locked up, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta save my friends, John, and with the teddy bear, and
the other children.
The other children.
Mary?
Mary?
Is it
Mary?
I don't know. I didn't really watch Peter Pan all that much.
Oh, man,
All I know is Peter Pan's a dick.
Peter Pan is a dick.
Yeah.
So he spritz pixie dust on Sora, Donald, and Goofy, and they learn how to fly.
Whoa.
Ooh-wee.
And they die.
No, they make it out of the ship, and Riku's there, and he summons an evil clone of Sora made out of darkness.
Ooh.
Ooh, I forgot to mention, Maleficent gave Riku the power to control the Heartless, so he's even more evil now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Evil shadow.
And he found Kairi, but her heart is missing. Oh no. And
like her literal, or like someone just like
it's like
Indiana Jones Temple of Doom pulled it out.
I should really explain what heart means in the Kingdom Hearts universe, because it's the heart. Because there's two. You got your literal heart, which nobody's ever talking about. They talk about this metaphysical.
Like
yeah, it's like a soul.
So it's not like Kali Ma just ripped out the heart out of her chest.
No.
Okay.
But she's like a blank, empty vessel.
All right, so basically...
She can't turn into a Heartless because she's got no darkness in her. So she's just a blank person.
Eternal purgatory.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of like nobody's, but we'll explain that in Chain of Memories. So they beat up Hook. They knock him off the boat, and he gets eaten by the crocodile. They leave. I forgot to mention, every world they go to, there's like a keyhole for each world that leads to the heart of that world, and that's what the Heartless are looking for.
Gotcha.
And if they can get to that heart, if they get to the heart of the world, that world will get swallowed up by darkness, and go to this dark place where all the darkness and darkness. So Sora has been locking up these keyholes on his adventures. That's kind of important.
All right. Seems like it.
So they finally end up in this place called Hollow Bastion, which used to be a beautiful place until it got overrun with Heartless. So they're like getting through Hollow Bastion, and then they find Riku, and he's like, he found out that the Keyblade was actually supposed to go to him, but the Keyblade chose to go to Sora instead of Riku because Riku chose darkness in that moment in Destiny Islands. So it just latched onto Sora because the light in his heart, and Riku is too evil. But Riku figured this out, and he magically stole the Keyblade from Sora. And Donald and Goofy are like, peace. I know we've been on this huge adventure together.
Yeah, but no Keyblade? Nah.
Sorry. And then Beast from Beauty and the Beast shows up. He's like, they stole Belle, and I hitched a ride on one of their ships, and now I'm here looking for Belle, and I will help you. So Sora and the Beast team up. Sora has no Keyblade, so he's forced to use magic spells. So like this part of the game sucks.
He's a little boy with his magic.
He actually pulls out a fucking wooden sword from nowhere. A toy sword that you get to play with on Destiny Islands before you get the Keyblade, and now you're in the second to final world.
And you have a wooden sword.
Yeah, it sucks. So you and the Beast make your way up to the castle in Hollow Bastion, and who's at the front gate but Riku, Donald, and Goofy. And Sora's like, I don't need a weapon.
I have friendship.
Yes. And Riku shoots a fireball at him made of darkness. And then Goofy, with his shield, blocks it.
Would you call it a dark ball?
I'd probably call it Dark Fyaga.
I'm going to call it dark ball.
Okay. So Donald and Goofy switch sides. It's like, he's our friend. We don't care that you have the Keyblade. And Sora's like, I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power. That's a quote from the game.
And then did you like a laser?
No, the Keyblade
comes back,
switches back to Sora.
Magic.
Because the power of friendship. God damn it. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy beat up Riku,
Mm-hmm.
They make it to the end of Hollow Bastion, where Riku has been taken control over by this lingering dark spirit that showed up at the beginning of the game, and now he's at the end of the game. And now Riku isn't Riku anymore. He's got this crazy outfit. He's got that outfit.
All right.
And he's talking in double voices. Like Riku's voice and Ansem, the Ansem Seeker of Darkness's voice.
Demon possession.
Yes. And then you have this wicked cool battle, probably the coolest battle in the whole game. You beat Riku, you go inside this evil door that was created out of darkness and the 7 lights of the 7 princesses, which are in these like hyperbolic time chamber things.
All right.
And then Riku like creates a keyblade, a special keyblade of heart, which is an evil, dark-looking keyblade formed with the 7 hearts of the princesses.
Yeah.
It can unlock the darkness in people's hearts or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was super cool, but it literally never shows up again, which is a shame. Because it's a cool keyblade.
All right.
So he beats him, and he can't figure out what to do with Kairi. So he takes this keyblade, and he stabs himself with it. Sora, I mean.
All right.
He stabs himself with the keyblade of heart, which destroys the keyblade and gives all the princesses their hearts back, including Kairi. And she runs up to grab Sora, and poof, he's gone. And then they have to leave because the whole world is getting overrun by Heartless. But who shows up? But a tiny little Shadow Heartless. And then what? You're playing as a Shadow Heartless for 10 minutes. Because it's Sora! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And then you find Kairi, Donald, and Goofy. And Donald's like, get out of here, Heartless. And he smacks him on the head. And somehow Kairi's like, Sora? Because he looks like all the other...
plot has to happen.
Yes. So she hugs him when they're about to get attacked, and then boom, he turns back into a human somehow. I don't know how that happens.
Is it just the thing is like
love?
I'm the protagonist, so the thing that kills everybody is perfect darkness. I'm fine.
Well, I guess there are ways to find your way back from the darkness, especially if you have somebody who's basically just
cares about you.
Yeah, like Kairi. In that moment. So they run away, they get Kairi somewhere safe, and then they go back, and there's this black hole called the End of the World. This is the final level of the game. You go there. It's creepy. Enemies randomly show up. It's scary and stuff. Just making sure that's working.
Audio check,
indeed. So, okay. Where was I? Okay, End of the World. You fight a bunch of Heartless. You figure out how to fly again, and then you fight the demon / Satan from Fantasia. Have you seen Fantasia?
Yes.
So
this is the one with the big musical of Satan.
It's this big black demon thing surrounded by ghosts.
Yeah, it's a really scary one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah, it is a boss. And I've never seen Fantasia at that point, so I thought it was just a big, cool looking Heartless. It's not. I didn't realize it was from Disney.
Kind of is, if you really think about it.
Kind of, sure. So you kill him, and then a hole opens up. You go down the hole. You do a gauntlet and fight a bunch of Heartless. It sucks. And then it's the final boss. And then Riku, this Riku, turns into Ansem, Seeker of Darkness.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like, Riku's gone forever, sucker.
I feel like Riku's the real victim here.
Riku's one of the best characters in the whole story. He's got the most character development. And then Ansem, Seeker of Darkness is like, everlasting darkness. And so Kingdom Hearts is darkness. And Sora's like, you're wrong. And I know now Kingdom Hearts is light. So he's got this the boss fight's pretty cool because you get to fly around.
Mm-hmm.
Donald and Goofy get kidnapped, so you gotta destroy parts of this flesh. this flying flesh monster shaped like a ship. Let's see if I can pull up a picture.
That sounds horrifying.
It's horrifying. Kingdom Hearts 1 final boss. That's part of it. Aha!
Oh.
Well, that's him. That's the top part.
Mm-hmm.
And that monstrosity.
That's mildly horrifying.
It's even sadder once you realize something later. I'll tell you. I'll get to it eventually. I don't want to spoil it yet.
All right.
But that thing is significant.
All right.
That horrible monstrosity. Okay. So they beat him, and like the door to Kingdom Hearts opens up, and it's full of light, and he dies, but it's also full of darkness. So who shows up on the other side of this door but Riku? Because he like fell to darkness. But who's on the other side of that door?
Mickey.
King Mickey, with a golden keyblade of darkness.
Is Mickey the real bad guy the whole time?
That'd be fucking crazy, but he's probably not.
They can't do that.
Disney wouldn't let them.
Disney. But like, it'd be so cool. Disney's like, no.
Yeah, no. So the only way to close the door is if you use the keyblades on both sides. So Riku and Mickey get locked in on the other side, and Sora, Donald, and Goofy get locked on the other. And then this brings back all the worlds that fell to darkness. And then since all these different worlds are there, like Destiny Island starts to form, and then Kyrie's put back on Destiny Islands, and she's like, you'll come back to me, or you'll make it, or something. And he's like, I promise I will. I'll come back. I believe you. And oh no, their hands, they separate. And she goes home, and Sora and Donald and Goofy sort of end up in fucking nowhere land. And then if you play the Final Mix version, you get a crazy secret ending where there's like a grown-up Riku fighting a hooded figure with 2 keyblades. Ooh,
it's Mickey.
It's fun fact, Mickey shows up right at the very end. The first cloak, he's wearing a cloak too. Have you? Everybody, like more than half of the cast wears black cloaks. Because it shields them. It's essentially, you know how like Dragon Ball Z characters can sense each other? The cloak prevents you from being sensed.
Gotcha.
It also protects you from the darkness, so you can travel.
It also
to
makes
different
you
worlds.
Look cool.
Makes you look super cool.
And edgy.
And this is where one of the most like annoying games comes in. Chain of Memories. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. For some reason, Donald and Goofy are wearing their original Disney outfits instead of their cool Final Fantasy outfits, but whatever. They get them back when they enter Castle Oblivion at the edge of fucking nowhere.
Suiting place to put it.
Yeah. So they go in, and let's see if I can pull him up. This guy in the pink hair.
All right.
He's there, and he's like, you're gonna lose your memories, but you'll gain some memories back that you didn't know you forgot.
Oh, where? Look, my car keys.
So they have to go floor from floor, basically re-experiencing Kingdom Hearts 1 minus Tarzan because they lost the rights to use Tarzan.
As you do. That's one of the memories you lose. You just can't remember Tarzan, guys. Sorry.
That was a shitty fucking world anyways. God, it sucked. So this little blonde girl, her name is Naminé. And for some reason, she has a very specific power of twisting around Sora's memories.
Just that's it. That's her entire power.
There might be more to it. I don't remember. But she has the power to rearrange, delete, and add memories to Sora.
Just Sora. Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
It's a very specific
So so these organization members,
Mm-hmm.
which you don't know they're part of an organization, you meet half of them in this game. And
Yeah.
the rest of them you meet in Kingdom Hearts 2.
All right.
So we got Marluxia, who's the big bad in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Vexen, and we
Supporting Big Bad.
we got Ryxen and Marluxia. They're trying to overthrow the organization and take it over for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think Vexen, I don't know if he's trying to go through with that plan. And then you got Lexius.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big strong guy.
My favorite kind of guy. Big strong man.
He's voiced by Lex Luthor from the Superman cartoon. Fun fact. And then we have Zexion. And then we have this awesome guy, Axel.
Mm-hmm.
Axel is a really important character going forward.
I mean, I'd imagine he's the car.
What?
He's a car because he's an
Axel. I hate you.
That's okay. That was a bad joke.
So Axel was sent there to essentially assassinate anybody who's going against the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So he murders Vexen.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Somebody murders Ryxen.
Mm-hmm.
But Vexen, before he died, he created a clone of Riku. Because guess what? Riku's there. And he collected data on Riku.
Mm-hmm.
So Riku ended up at the bottom of the castle, and he has to work his way up to the main floor.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lose memories.
Yeah.
Sora started on the first floor and has to work his way up to... Because he slowly forgets about Kairi and slowly remembers, quote-unquote, Naminé.
All right.
So Sora, Naminé,
Going
the
up
memories.
all the way, and Naminé is like, "Hey, remember that lady? Not anymore. You don't. Naminé time."
Yeah. So, like, Riku slowly figures out that he was brought to Castle Oblivion by a piece of Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, that's still alive within him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's able to tap into that and use super cool dark powers.
All right. Like Dark Blast.
Dark Blast, Dark Mirage, Dark Barrage, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
It's super cool, real cool card mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
The Riku portion of the game goes by quicker than the Sora portion.
Mm-hmm.
The grinding is the worst. It's so bad.
Fair enough.
Not a lot happens there. So Sora defeats a bunch of them. He beats Marluxia, but his memories are all janked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't. Nothing's real.
And so is Donald and Goofy's. So Naminé, now that she's free, offers to fix it. So she puts him in this pod, and it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
To fix him. And meanwhile, Riku is gonna do what he can to help.
All right.
So Riku and Naminé team up with this guy named Diz.
All right.
So Diz is there. He kind of knows what's going on. He really doesn't like Naminé
All right.
because Naminé and the rest of the organization guys, they're this new type of enemy called nobodies.
All right.
A nobody is when somebody loses their heart to darkness. Somebody with a strong will loses their heart to darkness. Their body gets left behind.
Gotcha.
And if they got a strong enough will, that body becomes its own thing, devoid of a heart, devoid of feelings. They don't feel anything.
Yeah.
But they have memories, so they pretend like they can feel stuff based on their...
They know what a feeling would be like if they could feel it.
Yeah.
I can simulate
this-
happiness. Ha ha.
So I won't get into the portion between Chain of Memories and 2, because that, in release... I'm going to do this in release order. So the next game would be Kingdom Hearts 2.